your baby's gonna choke, you're such a bad mom. Jacob just took off. He ran onto the road. There was a car coming. Look at me trying to hide my messy bed. Straighten it up a little bit. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is long awaited. I was tagged months ago by Sam Fowler from The Diary of a Young Mum. I'll link her channel down below. She tagged me in the brand new mum tag video, and I said I was going to do it ages ago and I never did it. So yeah, this is what I'm here today to film. Let's just jump right in. Question number 1 is favorite mum hack. Do I have any hacks? I should probably have looked at these questions before I started this. I guess my mum hack would be to rotate your toys in the playroom. So once every 2 to 3 weeks, I will change around our playroom so that there's different toys in the playroom and they're in a different sort of formation. So this makes it kind of exciting and the kids get less bored with the toys that are always there. I found that when I had all the toys out, they just wouldn't play with, mainly Jacob wouldn't play with any of his toys because, you know, they'd been there for a while and he just, you know, got bored of them. And so we were like, oh, we need to buy new toys, but we had so many toys. I guess my hack would be to start doing play rotations. It saves us money, we don't have to buy toys all the time. Question number 2, most embarrassing mum moment. There's been many embarrassing mum moments. I don't know whether it's embarrassing or not, but you know, I think every mum, well, most mums have dealt with this kind of situation where you've taken your kid to the shops, i.e. Kmart or somewhere, and they just have a full-blown tantrum / meltdown in the shop, and the only way that you can get out of that situation is pretty much hold the kid like a football and walk out of there. Well, try to walk out of there while they're kicking and screaming. That sounds really bad, but when you're in that situation, you weren't finishing your shop, you weren't going to calm your kid down. The only way I could actually get out of that embarrassing moment is to pick him up and get out of there. I guess it was very embarrassing being that mum that had the screaming kid. Yeah, you get a lot of looks. As well as being that mum, I've seen that happen like a lot. So I guess it does happen to a lot of kids, a lot of parents. Question number 3 is what part of the day do you love the most? Well, I am not a morning person because we don't sleep much around here in this house. So getting up in the morning is like, oh, no more sleep. My favorite part of the day, and I know this sounds bad when I say it, but bedtime. Not for the reason you're thinking, although it is nice to get a bit of rest after the kids go to bed. But after the kids have dinner, they have a bath, we all come in here into our bedroom and we all sit on the bed and we get the kids dressed and ready for bed, but we actually just spend time together. We have no toys, no like screens, no anything. It's just all 4 of us sitting on the bed. Jordan will like rough and tumble with Jacob and Jazz will be chatting and like laughing at the boys. The kids start to get a little bit tired, so then they get like snuggly and it's really nice. What part of the day do you like the least? Well, as I said before, I'm not a morning person. It is nice though to be like, good morning, and see your kids for the first time of the day, but I really just don't like that time of day. Number 5 is the worst thing someone said to you when you were pregnant. I had a lot of things said to me when I was pregnant, but I'm not fazed by it. I mean, I am, but life goes on. I was almost finished working and I was pretty big, and I had a lot of people say to me, oh my god, are you sure it's not twins? Just FYI, if you're not a mum or you've never had a baby or whatever, do not ever comment on the size of the pregnant lady. Do not say she's too small, do not say she's too big, do not say she's perfect, do not say anything. We are very hormonal at that point. We have hormones racing through us. So we are very emotional. Anything you say is going to affect us. We have extreme body confidence issues because we are ginormous. Our body has been stretched. So yeah, don't say anything about a person's body image ever. Actually, ever. Don't say it ever. Not just when they're pregnant, ever. I also had this woman come up to me and touch my belly. Not okay. No, don't do that. It's weird. Would you like me to touch your belly? It's weird. I don't know. Question number 6 is a baby name you didn't agree on. Jordan and I didn't agree on a lot of names. Oh, for Jazz, I really liked the name Bethany, like Beth, and Jordan absolutely hated it. I was really trying to push for it for her, but yeah, he just wouldn't budge. Question number 7, do you co-sleep? Girl, if you don't agree with co-sleeping, take my kids for a week. In a very short amount of time, you'll be dragging him into bed to sleep with you to get any kind of shut-eye. In saying that, Jacob sleeps on his own. We have co-slept. He was a terrible sleeper, still is a terrible sleeper. But yeah, we co-sleep. Jazz comes in my bed often. We try to start out the night in her cot, but after like the 5th wake up, you just don't want to get up anymore. So in the bed, and they actually sleep better. Question number 8, something you bought but never used. Ooh, there was a few of these. I guess for Jazz, we bought these special bottles that I think called Avent bottles. They're supposed to be good for like not getting confused between breastfeeding and not. She never liked those bottles and we never used them. We bought her the baby swing, which she used occasionally, but she never really liked it. So we're lucky we bought that secondhand. Question number 9 is 3 hospital bag must-haves. 3 must-haves. There's a lot of must-haves, but my 3 would be, number 1 is the maternity pads, for obvious reasons. Number 2 would have been my camera. Obviously I wanted to document everything, so we brought my camera. Yeah, number 3 would be like jackets, jumpers. Even if it is summer, which it was, it gets cold in hospitals. They put the air conditioning on really high. Definitely would bring like a jumper or a dressing gown or something warm. If you want to see what I packed in both my hospital videos, I'll put the link up here. I did one for Jacob and I did one for Jazz. Number 10, are you a routine mum or go with the flow mum? And what does bedtime look like? I guess that I'm kind of both mums. I try to have a routine, and when we do go by the routine and it goes well, then my kids tend to be happier and sleep better. But the routine doesn't always work out because they wake up after a certain amount of time, or they don't want to go to sleep at a certain time. So when the routine's off, then I kind of just go with the flow. Especially when they're newborns, I kind of don't have a schedule, just feed on demand and let them sleep when they fall asleep. With Jacob, no schedule would work until he finally was down to 1 nap and he would go down for his nap. Now that he is diagnosed with autism, we do try to keep him on a strict schedule, and he kind of knows when things are going to happen, because if you don't know, with autism, changes in routine or transitions are really hard for them. We can't communicate to him, oh, we're gonna, do this now, we're gonna change activities. Jacob doesn't like that, and he doesn't understand that we can't give him that warning. We just have to sort of move him on, and yeah, he does not like that. With Jazz, yeah, I'm trying to keep her on a routine. Number 11 is, what type of labor did you have? What pain relief did you choose? I should probably do a video on this. Just record my experiences with labor and delivery for both kids. Basically with Jacob, I went in and didn't want any pain relief. After a certain amount of time, I did want it. His labor and delivery was 10 hours, I believe, and they had to break my waters after a certain amount of time. All right, we have a little baby joining us. Jazz, say hi. Hi. Pain just got too intense, so they gave me morphine. I did ask for an epidural, but it was too late. So I had the morphine injection. With Jazz, I went completely natural. Yeah. Her labor was quicker. I think it ended up being around 7 hours. Who am I talking to? Yeah. It was a lot more intense, and I'm not discounting anyone, but a lot of people say, oh, you know, having a longer period of time is harder. I don't know how it is having like a really long labor, but having a short but intense, like contractions went from 0 to 100 like in 2 seconds, and it was really hard for me. I did have a bit of gas and air, and I also had water injections, which is just water being injected into your back because my back was so sore. But other than that, I didn't have any pain relief, like medication. Once they broke my waters, 25 minutes later, she was born. Whereas I was pushing for like an hour and a half with Jacob. Number 12, have you ever been mum shamed? Online, I have. I know I kind of opened myself up to it. Through my videos of like baby-led weaning especially, I've had a lot of people like, oh, your baby's gonna choke, you're such a bad mom, things like that. I can't believe that you're feeding her this way. In real life though, I've never had anyone say anything to me, but I have had many looks. I especially get those looks when Jacob has a meltdown in public, or he's just very rowdy. He does this vocal stim where he screams, but he is not unhappy. He's just screaming for the self-stimulatory behavior that comes with autism. You'll see kids with autism like flap their hands, or you know, put it in front of their face. They'll do many things. Jacob's is to scream, and he also flaps his hands. Yeah, these change all the time. But when we're out in public, especially when we're going out to dinner, Jacob doesn't want to sit still, and he will run around and scream. And I get a lot of looks, people like whispering to each other. I remember specifically someone was like whispering to their husband, like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't they disciplining this kid? Question number 13, the biggest challenges you've faced since becoming a mum. There have been quite a few challenges. It has been an amazing experience. I feel like this whole video is a little bit like on the negative side, but the biggest challenge I've faced is with everything that's gone on this year, actually in the last 3 or so years, with Jacob not sleeping well, with, you know, the whole house move, and Jacob being diagnosed with autism, having a new baby as well as a toddler. The biggest challenge that I've faced is not being able to focus on myself as much, if that makes any sense. For example, like, I don't see my friends very often. Occasionally we'll text them, we will try to catch up, but it's very hard to, one, catch up with kids. When I'm with my kids, like, my attention's all on them, so I can't really talk to them. But also when you try and figure out a time that you're all free. Yeah, especially when you're not sleeping well, you can't like go out at 9 o'clock at night because you need to get that sleep. It's a bit of a juggle. I love it though. I love being a mum. 2 beautiful children, don't I? And then the other hardest challenge I faced is, I think, obviously dealing with the challenges that come with autism. Yesterday we went to a friend's house, and when we were walking to the car, Jacob just took off. He ran. And I was holding Jazz, and he ran onto the road. There was a car coming. Luckily it was a no-through road, dead-end street, so the car was going pretty slow. But right out in front of the car, that's really challenging, keeping him safe. Question number 14, the best advice you've ever been given. Biggest piece of advice you'd give to a new mum. I know a lot of people answer like, trust your mum gut and blah blah blah, but really that is my answer. You trust your mum gut. If you are a mum, about to be a mum, thinking about being a mum, you know deep down, you know what's best for your child. Do not let other people tell you what to do, go against your values or what you think is right. For example, Jacob went to a pediatrician and the pediatrician said, I don't think he has autism. I didn't think that was right, so I pursued it. I went to someone and got a second opinion, and Jacob now has been diagnosed with autism level 3. Not to like bag out that pediatrician, but when you have that gut feeling in your gut, literally go by it. Question number 15, the last question. Who's your mum crush and who do you tag? I don't really have a mum crush. I wouldn't call it a mum crush, like thing like that, but people that I look up to, I guess, that are mums. I'm gonna say parents because I think that's more accurate. I've been watching a lot of family vloggers that have children with autism lately because for obvious reasons, I feel less alone. So I've been watching Lauren, I've been watching Fathering Autism, I've been watching Mrs. Henderson, lots of information regarding autism. So not exactly a mum crush, but you know, channels that I like to watch. And who do I tag in this video? I'm going to tag, there's a few people that I know have already done this video, so I'm trying to tag people that haven't done it. So I tag you, Mrs. Henderson, and I also tag Crystal from CK Family Vlogs. I'm gonna go play with my little baby. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a different sit down video. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. And also, if you haven't already, go down to that subscribe button down below and click that red button if you'd like to follow our journey as a family. Goodbye, happy girl. Who's the happy girl? Who's the happy girl? Mum life is great. Don't let this video fool you. I feel like I've complained a lot in this video, but it is the best thing that's ever happened to me, huh?